Hey all, Joe here from All Funnies and Games, and today I'm going to be going back to Today I'm going to be going back to Kitty Pet's 30-day art challenge. Yay, I knew I could do it. Favorite TV show. I'm going to take a look at a show I've been watching recently called Cells at Work. I'm also not just going to straight up be drawing Cells at Work, because what it's inspired me on is there's something I've wanted to do for a while. And it was kind of a tabletop game that was going to be a mashup of kind of like Osmosis Jones combined with a thing I got off Kickstarter a while ago called the Bacterionomicon. Almost the idea of you have these stalwart defenders, standing guard. You'll have these white blood cells, and I'm kind of depicting this one in sort of a Raven Hood medical garb to kind of fit the fantasy idea. Kind of blend medicine with fantasy and you get dude with a raven cowl. But just have these white blood cells doing their thing and also having to deal with the fact that there is stuff coming to deal with these problems if you don't. And in some cases, the cure may be worse than the disease. I'm veering very far off the topic of my favorite show. This looks nothing like Cells at Work, but it's what Cells at Work has made me want to come back to, is the idea of this kind of thing. It'd be a game that maybe I'd want to run in GURPS and try and really use the Bacterionomicon that I got as a resource for that, because that was a really cool Kickstarter. It was basically it's a monster manual of monsters based on real-world diseases. Like MRSA is this giant golden dragon. And the idea that medicine is good in general, but it is going to have some collateral effects that we need to be mindful of every time it comes into play. Let's make sure that the cure is not worse than the disease. So I've got two of these white blood cell guys here, and I'm going to kind of go with that color scheme that Cells at Work had. And yeah, the whole idea of this is that you see medicine turn up to the problem, you know it's a real problem, because this thing's going to take out whatever gets in its way. These things are the constant threat that if you don't do your job well enough, other cells are going to die to what has to come and finish the job for you. Okay, and I'm actually going to remove the ear to give it more of that machined look. See, I think a big part of this too, if I did do this game, would be figuring out how I want to reskin existing classes in existing systems, if I went with something that already had a class system in it. So for example, if I wanted to do this as a D&D reskin, I'd have to figure out, okay, what is involved in the protection of the body that most fits the rogue archetype? Like the warriors, yeah, white blood cells, sure. Alright. So I think this could be a really compelling world. You got your kind of fantasy. So yeah, this kind of blend of fantasy and science fiction to make the world kind of feel the way I want it to feel with yeah, you are knights with swords. If you screw up and someone bigger than you has to be called in, it's going to be this legit robot cyborg warrior thing. Yeah, and let's actually redo the masks just to make them a little bit more visually interesting. Okay, and I think for that visor, I'm going to do this even a little bit lighter. Yeah, this is very, very, very loosely based on the fact that I think Cells at Work is a neat show. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one.